Well, I discovered that my faith in God wasn't very good when my mother was in a car accident and left in a coma for 6 months. During that time, I didn't know if she was going to live or die. And being raised as a nominal Christian, I uh, I just struggled with why would God do this to her, and if God's so good, why did this happen? And because of that issue, I just decided that I would rather not have God exist than be mad at him for the rest of my life. And so from age 16 to age 21, I was an atheist, and didn't start out doing anything really bad, but as the years progressed, started dabbling into things that just are not good for you, destructive, toxic, drugs, partying, women. It just wasn't a good, it just wasn't a very good experience. And I felt that these things were fun at first and kind of were patching the hole in my soul, but it just seemed to make the hole bigger. So when I was really strung out on drugs, bad experiment with LSD, I started seeking for truth and looking into like New Age and self-help stuff. And then one day, I decided to go back to church. I took my mom and we went back to church. Um, and I sat there and the priest was speaking and everything sounded like gibberish and it didn't make any sense. And I thought, man, I got straight A's in school and this stuff just doesn't, this is incoherent. This is just ridiculous. So I sat in the back of that church and I prayed, God, if you exist, show me the way. Cried and was just broken and went home and nothing happened for 2 days. Kind of forgot about the prayer, and then all of a sudden there was a knock on my door. And I opened the door and there's two young people there and a young man, and they had a flyer to a prophecy series. And they handed it to me and I grabbed it and I said I had my own church and slammed the door in their face. Went back and sit on the couch and watched TV, and the Spirit of God just wrestled with me. I picked up that flyer and looked at it and threw it down and picked it up and finally said, all right, God, if you exist, have the guy come back down and take me to those meetings. And I'll know that you led me, because I didn't want to join some cult or something. And, I prayed that prayer and I sat on the porch and I waited and waited and waited and he didn't come. So I just said, I knew you didn't exist as I was walking back inside, and I decided to give one last look, and all of a sudden there he was. And so I prayed one too many of those, God, if you do this, I'll serve you the rest of my life prayers. I said, all right, I promised you would go, you fulfilled your end of the bargain, so I went. 2 weeks later, I was baptized a Seventh-day Adventist Christian. The doctrines were amazing, the teachings, everything just fit together, and that answer, if God's so good, why the world's so bad, was so clear in the Adventist message. From that point on, I went on to be a Bible worker and a missionary, serving in Europe, Iceland, Norway, all over the United States. I've done mission trips to India and Honduras. Now I'm a pastor. And while doing all that, the first year of doing that, my parents were won to the Adventist faith. And then 2 years after that, my little brother became an Adventist, and both of us are now ministers for the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And so life after Christ has been so much better, and our message is so precious and presented in a clear chain. Every single people group, atheist, secular, any religion, when you see the doctrines of the Adventist Church and the picture of Jesus that's in there, it's just warming to the soul and relevant to everybody, and it's a message that really, really can change your life. It changed mine, and it was just amazing.